morning, humanity, and Happy New Year to you. This is 2021, and we're starting off our Mondays with the favorite Monday of all Mondays because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. Woo!
Oh,
Happy New Year, Bev.
oh, wow. Happy New Year to you and everyone. Good
Yes,
morning.
yes. Good morning. Good morning from Tucson, Arizona, and from Oregon. Yes, sirree,
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Oregon. So we've got that covered. So if you're on another part of the planet, just put a comment in there. Where are you watching us from, even if it's a replay, so that we get to see who's checking in to the Mondays with Bev and Paul. We're having fun with these. We're doing another year, and we want to talk about how to approach 2021. And for those of you who are on, we're simulcasting this on Twitch and YouTube and Periscope. So if you're out there just beginning to start to watch the Mondays with Bev and Paul, this is a weekly show. We spend about, not more than 20 minutes talking about different topics in relation to how to practice biotouch, which can be done by anyone. It's just a simple technique that anyone can practice. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about, we were first discussing resolutions and intentions.
Yeah. And tension and
Tension,
stress.
yes. Intention, right.
What
That's
it's
perfect.
like, we have these really high ideals and goals and hopes and dreams and all that kind of stuff. We're like, I'm going to do this in the new year. Why is it that we just do that at the new year? I mean, why aren't we doing that during the other 365? So, it's like when you start immediately saying, I'm making a resolution, you're already setting yourself up, and there's enough tension and stress in the world.
Right,
I
because
think I think when we do that, we don't allow ourselves to go through the whole journey of becoming. We're just like, here we are now, and that's where I want to be in 3 months. Huh?
I think what's good about the idea of an intention or a resolution is you really get a chance to see how many eyes are in ourselves. Like, you get up, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, and then all of a sudden this other little voice, no, no, I'm going to do this. I don't have to do that today. And then another, I'm going to do, and we're just bounced around by all these pieces of ourselves, these different parts of our brain, our different desires that are vying for the front.
Yeah,
And we never just sit in peace
right.
and sit
That's the
in the
point.
present. And that's what we sort of want to talk about uh, in relation to BioTouch. We have in our manual something about intention, which is really quite well written here. It says, with a simple intent to help one's fellow human beings and proper instruction, assistance may be initiated by any individual. No special talent is required to be effective. Everyone, because of their inherent love and compassion for those who are suffering, can perform these methods without limitation. A simple intent,
Yeah.
that
Simple intent.
it's who we are. We have that simple desire to want to help another human being. And so if we take intention down to its simple form, then anybody can practice biotouch. It's just that easy.
Yeah, I think when we start talking about using the word innate, um, what is the most natural innate nature is our connection, our interdependence, our codependence on each other. The this separate thinking about I'm going to do this and I am this and you are that and we are this and they are that. That's not innate. That is an illusion. And so, for humanity now, if you want to talk about a resolution, an intention, this this is amazing times that we're living in. We
Right.
all say it. We all know it. I don't care what your philosophy or belief is. Everybody who's
Well,
thinking and awake knows that we're going through an amazing historical time
yeah.
for the group called humanity, not just me, not just you, not just whatever. This is our intention, is to claim what we've always been, a group
Right.
conscious
And I,
entity, not separate little pieces.
right. And that's the beauty of what's happened in 2020 and give us the opportunity for 2021. There's been so much fear, so much anxiety, so much conflict, so much bickering, like you said, on a global scale. This is
Yeah.
not here or there, it's everywhere. And the opportunity is to come together and understand this global humanity. And BioTouch to me has always been why I do it. It's a simple intent. There's so many healing arts out there that talk about you have to have an intention. And we were talking about how I was at this conference once, and every speaker talked about the intention and now bring the intention down into you. And I was like, what? We don't have an intention. We just have human beings wanting to help one another. And so the beauty of BioTouch is you get rid of intention, like we said, intention. The minute you have that, there's attention and just being attentive, to just placing those fingers on another human being because you care. That's it.
This has always been I've always thought, what is this foundation, with you, being the one who has brought it into the consciousness and all these years, 30 something years. Um, I've said many times the challenge, the work that we have of being responsible for this amazing technique that is being held always for humanity itself. Our biggest challenge is that whole essence of what BioTouch is, because it's out of the norm of what we've been experiencing in the past. BioTouch is meant to bring all of us into a connectedness. And we've been operating at the opposite end of that spectrum, thinking that we are, I'm this and I'm that. So our biggest challenge is to bring BioTouch into the consciousness of humanity that hasn't been thinking that way. And I really think that's why it hasn't caught fire like some of these other techniques,
Right.
because those techniques talk like we're used to hearing. BioTouch is a different language. It's a language
Mhm.
of total love and acceptance and peace and safe and coming together. And so this is our biggest job as a giver of this gift.
Right. And when you say everybody's equal, the ego, the mind just doesn't.
No,
There's no fluff in that. There's no, starry
right.
night. I can't be better than anybody else. So it is a difficult technique to get out there to people when you say everybody's effective the very first time they do it.
Yeah.
And
Huh? What?
yeah, and I was watching a lot of feeds, on Facebook, and people starting to talk. There's this anger and this bickering going on, and I heard this one thing about, oh, that's just being codependent if you do this because somebody's suffering and you're just codependent on their stuff. And I'm like,
Duh.
what? The whole idea of codependency is like, hello, folks. There's not a one of us on this planet who doesn't depend on others for our life. I mean, you get up in the morning, you have a house. All those materials of your house were created by people down the lineage. The car you drive, the gas you use, the electricity you use, the phone you use, this internet that you use. I mean, the dependency, and it's so dependent now. I mean, we are on a global dependency thing because of this communication ability. you can complain about who's running this show and who's running that show, and yeah, yeah, that's just the way it's happened, folks. That's the story we're living in now. So
Yeah.
where's the freedom and independence? It's here. And it's here. This is how I share freedom and independence with another, is doing biotouch. It helps people come to their own responsibility for their own health care, because it helps them wake up to their own fear. And we're not trying to tell them what to do. We don't have an intention for them. Oh, they should get better, or they should straighten, or they should do this. It's just touch and let people wake up to their own self-awareness.
It's interesting when we've all, as a practitioner working at the center for those years, it's interesting that we have recipients that say, well, what should I expect? What's going to happen? What is BioTouch now? I've had it for the first time. What's the intention here? What should I expect? And what do we always say? We don't know. That's liberating.
Right.
That's just us taking that stance and saying there is no intention here with BioTouch and that practice. It's just a beingness. It's just helping to awaken that self-awareness for you. It
Right.
has nothing to do with us having goals or an intention for you or a guarantee for you, and right there's no, that takes away the stress. It just allows them to, and immediately they say, well, should I have another session? And what do we say? Well, I don't know. Should you?
Right. It's hard to take responsibility, and that's our mission. Let's read that here.
Yeah.
Our vision is to encourage all people to take responsibility for their own health care, empower them to assist others, and create a community of people worldwide dedicated to service, self awareness, and recognizing the equality of all humanity, thus forming a chain which shall go on indefinitely.
So you see, we're already ready for this new wave of consciousness. We're already set. We're already waiting. We've already got it for you. Just come and be and bring BioTouch into your life and experience that vision. Maybe that's the word, instead of intention and resolution, holding a vision, holding a higher vision together, what we want to be like. What do we want?
And that does require a constant reinstatement of changing our mind, the way we want, about what we want to think about, which is why we have a 21-day little game that we do with people to create a new habit energy of taking the responsibility for our own health care, helping another human being. And it's a 21-day of just doing the greeting. So we're going to show you the greeting and talk a little more about that 21-day program.
The greeting is always performed at the beginning of each session. It's the only set that uses one hand and the only set that indicates which hand to use. The greeting is performed with the dominant hand. If you are right-handed, use your right hand. If you are left-handed, use your left hand. The greeting is made by touching at point 1, which is in the fleshy area just below the bottom of the breastbone or sternum. Hold this point for 6 to 8 seconds. Then, with the same 2 fingers, touch point 2 on the back. To find point 2, look for the big bone at the base of the neck. From here, move 1 to 1.5 inches to the left. This is point 2. Hold this point for 6 to 8 seconds. More than one associate may work with a recipient, provided that all of the associates perform the greeting. If the associate or the recipient leaves the session, or if someone who hasn't done the greeting touches either the recipient or the associate, the greeting must be reestablished. Then the session may proceed from where it was interrupted.
Well, I just always loved that little boy
Um,
there. I think he has his own family now, or
oh,
maybe not him. His brother does, but no. I think that's the one that has the family now. So you just hope it's now going to the next generation.
right.
That chain that shall go on indefinitely. And so we're really encouraging you all in 2021 to practice that 21-day challenge. If you want to do that, send us an email, office@justtouch.com, and we'll put you on a little email drip to help remind you about it. It also has a link to that video and to the manual so that you can learn how to just do the greeting to begin. And things will change. We've had people who've done it and go, oh, wow, just remember to do that 21 days. And if you don't have somebody at home, just think about them doing it to you. Think about somebody else doing it to you, and think about doing it to somebody else.
Yeah.
So, we can spread this, even through the thought wave patterns of life. And we have lots of other ways to learn. And one of those is coming up in January 12th. It's about a week from tomorrow. And that's one of our virtual trainings. January 12th, 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Arizona time. Go on our website and sign up under class registrations. And again, if you know any massage therapists, any doulas, any nurses, they can get 8 CE credits. It's only $60 for them, $48 for everybody else. And you get the manual, the PDF version of it, and it's really quite a fun 7.5 to 8 hours. People say it just whizzes by. And then at the end of the month, we have our workshop on crisis, grief, and loss by Karen Arnold, who runs a program specifically for grief and loss here in Tucson. And we're looking forward to talking with her and having her do the presentation for that.
Yep.
And something else coming up. Kai is doing our Flashback Fridays. We have pulled up all the newsletters that we did since, I don't know, the mid-90s and sent them to her, and she's going to pick out pieces here and there and show them every Friday. And we hopefully will have some of those people who were back there in the beginning of the BioTouch days be interviewed on our Mondays with Bev and Paul. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yep.
So, Michelle, we've had Michelle and Kai with us. Michelle loves it. Kids can do it. I mean, that's the beauty of it. We have Michelle has her grandkids doing it on one another and with her. So, if you have pictures of doing it, we're thinking of doing maybe some hashtag challenges where people are just showing themselves doing BioTouch on one another with hashtag Learn BioTouch. So, I mean, we're on everywhere. We just got on TikTok too, folks. So,
Yeah.
if you know how to use that, join us there. Otherwise, join us every Monday with the Mondays with Bev and Paul. If you have a particular topic you'd like us to address, drop us an email or just put it in the comments. And we'll love talking about it because we love talking. So
We love talking about BioTouch.
Yeah, well, and everything else too.
Everything else too.
So, Bev, Happy New Year to you.
Same to you, Paul.
And
Happy New Year
to all of you out there. Thank you for letting us into your home, onto your phone, into your computer. If Big Brother's getting into you, let it be BioTouch getting into you. You've got nothing to lose by doing it. So,
yep.
We'll end up today with our closing song again by Horace Barn. Thank you, Horace, and we'll see you all next week. Yeah?
Yeah, we will. Have a great week.
I can feel the pain in sunshine or rain, so it's not caused by the weather, but it doesn't hurt that much after I feel your loving touch and we spend some time together. You take my pain away each and every day. You're an angel from heaven on high. Your butterfly light touch helps me heal so much, and I get better as time goes by. You take my pain